Okay, so in this video I will show you how to point your domain names to specific pages on your website. So maybe you've already done the domain mapping step where you pointed your uh, domain to the seller website. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can point other domains to other pages. So for example, in this um, video I'll show you how to point a domain name to your wholesale buyer site. So there's just a couple steps, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do this at GoDaddy.com. Now you might be using a different domain registrar, and if that's the case, the steps might be a little bit different. But we'll be using something called domain mapping. I'm sorry, domain forwarding for this. We'll be using domain forwarding. So the first thing that we'll want to do probably is find our page that we want to forward. So I'm going to go into My Pages, and I'm just going to scroll down and find, I think it's on the second page, the wholesale page. Yeah, wholesale buyers. So what I could do is I could just click on that where it says View, or I could right click and go to Copy Shortcut or Copy Link or something like that, depending on your web browser. In this case, I'm going to click Copy Shortcut. Or another option, you can just click that, and then in your address bar at the top, it will show you the web URL, the web address, and you can copy and paste that also. It's another option. So that's one step. The other thing is to go to wherever your domain is registered. So in this case, GoDaddy. And in GoDaddy, you'll go to Domains, and you'll find your domain that you want to use. I'm going to use this one called samplewholesale.site.com, and I'm going to click the little launch icon. Okay, now this domain I have used for something before, and that might be the case for you too. Maybe you've done something with this domain, you pointed it to a different site. With GoDaddy, I believe that they will change all of the other settings that are needed, but we'll check that and make sure. So from this page, we want to scroll down, and here you find forwarding. And this is what we want to use, domain forwarding. Right now it's off. Now maybe you've used forwarding for this domain before, and it might show something here. Anyway, either way, we're going to click Manage. And here it says that we're not forwarding this domain, and it says Add One Now. You might already have one there, in which case you can edit it and change that. But I'm going to click Add One Now. And here we have some options. First part is Forward To. Now this is where we want to copy and paste that web address or URL from your site, of your page that you want to send people to when they go to this domain. So I've already copied that, so I'm just going to right click and choose Paste to get that in there. Now you notice it already has the HTTP:// so we can take that off. I'm going to delete that part of it so that it's just this part. And then we have an option for the redirect type, permanent or temporary. We'll do permanent. Now we have another option here for forward settings, forward only. What that means is when somebody goes to this site, they go to samplewholesale.site.com, in their web browser, in the address bar, it's going to change. It's going to take them to this other page, but they're going to see the change. They're going to realize that they're going to see this other domain name in the address bar. You probably don't want that, more than likely. So I'm going to do forward with masking. Masking means they don't realize that they've gone to a different site. As far as they can tell, everything is on the site they want. Now you can add here a title, description, keywords. The title is the most important part. That's what might show up in search engines. So I might put something like buy wholesale let's change that from buy. I'll just put wholesale real estate deals. And if you're investing in a certain area, for example, a certain state or a certain city, you can add this here, and this is, that will help with search engines. Um, I'm just going to do it this way for now, just to keep it simple. You can type a short description. Most people aren't going to see that, but it could potentially show up in search engines, certain search engines. So you can write something there, brief description. You can do keywords if you want. Again, that's for search engines. You would just do comma separated uh, words. Now I've added a couple things just so you can see an example of this. Find ready-made real estate deals for pennies on the dollar, and then these keywords is not something that people will see, but that people might be searching for. Now here's the other thing: update my name server and DNS settings to support this change. That's good because if you've already used this domain, this will update those other settings that you might have already changed previously to make sure everything works. So go ahead and leave that checked and click add. Okay, so now it is changed. If you came into this page and you already had something here like this, you would click on this little edit icon to get into those changes and make changes. But in this case, I hadn't used that before, so I hadn't done forwarding. So I'm going to click save. And as it says here, it's been submitted and changes may take a few moments. Depending on if you've been using this domain name already, those changes might take anywhere from a few minutes to hours, but it will take effect and then it should start working. I would say at least 30 minutes, give it time to sort of have time to take effect, but if it doesn't work right away, don't worry, it probably is still changing. I mean, it's still taking effect. It will take effect and then should be fine after that. So if it doesn't work in maybe half an hour to an hour, just come back a few hours later and check it again. These settings sometimes take some time to take effect. But once it's done, you can go to your domain name and you should be taken, like in this case, samplewholesalesite.com should take me directly to the wholesale page on my site.